Hey everyone, this is Pake with Bakcou. Welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to go over how to install and tune a derailleur. Let's get to it. So when you guys start tuning derailleurs, they're pretty tough and they take a while to get used to. So don't be afraid to watch this video again. They're really something that you need to try and do these adjustments and see what happens to your derailleur as you do them to fully understand it. So this video is a good starting point, but you got to do it to learn it. Okay, so today we're gonna install a new derailleur on this bike. Before we do so, I wanna mention that it's always good, and I think it's almost necessary on SRAM stuff in specific, to replace your shift cable before you and when you replace your derailleur. To run it through this derailleur is going to be really hard if you don't replace it. It also just helps the bike shift much better as well. And then the other thing is, when you are doing shifting stuff, with bikes and trying to get them shift well, it's crucial to know that at some point you're probably going to need to replace parts if you can't get the bike to tune up. So you can tune it for hours and hours and hours and get really close, but never quite get there. And that's because probably maybe your hanger's bent, maybe there's a bent tooth on the cassette, something along those lines. So it's always good to know when it's time to replace a part versus keep tuning. So to start here, the bolt slash nut is in this derailleur, so there's no hardware on it. It's built in. This is our SD model with a SRAM 11-speed. It's an NX. So this has a locker that can lock the derailleur out, pull it all the way out, press that in, which is really nice for installation. It keeps everything out of the way. Key thing to know when you go to put this in, there's two tabs. There's one on the derailleur and one on the hanger. And that keeps this aligned properly. So when you go to put this on, you want to make sure that this tab here is aligned right there on that derailleur. And that's pretty much all you need to get this on. So we'll go ahead and start this. You want to torque this down with 6 to 10 Newton meters of torque. Okay, first thing we're gonna wanna do before we even get our cable ran or a chain on is, this is a brand new derailleur, so these limit screws are just set somewhere in the middle, and they're left for you to adjust. So I like to get these kind of in a ballpark in the right place before I put my cable and chain on there. So we have these two limit screws here. This one on the left side controls the lower limit, and this one on the right side controls the upper limit of the cassette. So I'm gonna loosen this until I can kind of eyeball it with my eyes and see that it's pretty much aligned with, in our case, 11th gear here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that pretty close. That's great. Done. So to set the upper one, we'll do it more properly, even the lower one as well, but we'll do them both more proper later. But to just eyeball it for now, you can grab this derailleur, put some tension on it like there'd be a chain there, and then just push on this as if you were shifting up and see that it's lined up in there. So this one's already pretty good set. I'm not gonna move anything until we actually set it for real. But you just wanna make sure that it can reach all the way up into that gear. The next step is to get our shift cable ran. So it's gonna go through this top hole here, and it's gonna go over this wheel, and then it's gonna come around this into our cable keeper right there. So let's get this ran first, and then we'll get it into that cable holster there. And when you loosen this up, you'll see on this washer here, there's a channel for the cable. You want to run it through there. You'll get the most flush and tightest hold on the cable if you do that way.
So, here we go.
I'm gonna loosen this cable up here, and we're gonna set this bottom limit screw proper. We will, once we get this cable tension set, we'll do the upper limit, but for now we're gonna do the lower one and set it proper. So what we're gonna wanna do, we're going to spin the pedal, and I'm going to tighten in the lower limit until the chain hops into our 10th gear. And then I'm going to loosen it and back it off until it jumps down into 11th again. And once I get it to jump down, I'm gonna turn it a half a turn, maybe a full turn. And that's how we'll know that that limit is set properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Still show up. So I'm just tightening this in slowly. It popped up. I'm gonna loosen it back, and we got it to pop down. I'm gonna go a full turn past. We're just gonna leave it there. And you wanna just pedal it, make sure it's not clicking or making any clunky chain noises. Looks good there. The next step is we're gonna get this cable set in the way we need to. When you set these cables, the tension on it, you don't want it very tight. You don't want to use pliers or anything like that. You just want to pull it hand tight. You just don't want it to be loose pretty much. So we're going to set this first, and then I'm going to shift it up twice and then back down. And that's going to pull all the slack out of the housing. And then I'm going to reset it and make sure it's proper. So let's tighten this down here to start. And then I'm gonna spin this and shift twice. That's already looking pretty good. But just to show you, I'll just reset it and make sure it's all good. So I'll loosen that cable, pull on it with my fingers, make sure it's hand tight, and tighten it back down. Thanks guys for watching. If you have any questions with your bike in specific, reach out to us either on the phone or through our email on our website. We can help you out there. If you have any other recommendations of what to film, leave it in the comments below. We'll get those taken care of. Remember to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.